Greetings and welcome. My name's J. Alex Parker. This is my YouTube channel, and today we're playing a game called 1000 Lies, which you can get for free on the Steam Workshop. It's supposed to be one of those graphic novel thingies, and I've never really tried one of those, so figured we'll try now. And that music, just listen to that music. Ooh, I love that music. I could just sit here and listen to it over and over again. Just so awesome. But let's get started with the game. I'm sure there'll be plenty of fun to be had. Much like the origin of our dreams, three youths forged their friendships out of unclear beginnings. The innocence of their childhood souls knew nothing of the ulterior motives that the jaded mind of an adult might have. Ah, the innocence. It's a pity that no decision knows of virtue, a fabrication which lies beyond the chromatic spectrum of consequences that adults insist on simplifying only as either black or white. That is real deep, dude. Real deep. So they maintain that lies should not be told. Lying is wrong. With empty words, they wage their futile battle against human nature, pretending to know of what they speak. It's ironic how, rather than erasing lies by teaching us not to fabricate falsehoods, we learn to make them better. After all, who honestly seeks the truth? We only open our ears to the confirmations of our biases. Right on, man. And that's strange because, in my opinion, there is no one who is more sincere with their words than the greatest liar of them all. Interesting. Ooh, I love this art style. Notes fell readily from my memory and onto the piano keys at my fingertips, recreating the trite sounds of Maestro Debussy's esteemed melody. I played for no attentive listeners in no grand auditorium. Only one man fell within earshot of my tune. As weak with his words as with his posture, he shifted his eyes about a mixture of fear and doubt. Even if I were to close my eyes, I could draw his features, and the void were nothing more than my memories. Every feature, every pulsing movement, the signs on his face that age had yet to win its long battle against his youth. I can still taste the crisp, bittersweet flavor my mind gave to the air on the day I found him, staring so intently at the starry sky as if he wanted to leave the rest of the world behind. That infamous night, quietly overseen by Maestro Debussy, would change everything forever. I don't know why, but that just sounds so pretty. Come on, want to go see how haunted the mansion really is? The boy could hardly contain his excitement as he spoke. His two friends, his only audience, frowned in response, reluctant to give him their answer. They couldn't be fooled by such superstitions as ghosts, nor were they motivated to spend their time disproving their existence. Yet somehow, they just couldn't find it in themselves to say no to their eager friend, perhaps due to his eloquence, or to be frank, his persistence. I love that music. Oh, that's so good. Their entrance was heralded by abandoned spiderwebs, ramshackle walls, and frayed curtains. Unfortunately, there were no specters to speak of. The boy had little need of his ghosts now, though, for the trembling signs of fear that gripped his friends served more than adequately as his entertainment for the day. So, our intrepid leader took point, taking his exploration party deeper into the dust-veiled interior of the old mansion. He brought his attention to a single book laid atop an aging podium, a sure sign that no pages of content were more worthy of reading than those found within this centerpiece on display. Its words were still legible, if only just, and apart from the rest of its treatise on keeping close relationships unbroken, it offered a dire warning. Desecrating that which does not belong to you will bring nothing but punishment. That which you love will inevitably become the greatest of your fears. When, during the zizigi, 3 elements must become 2, which one will you discard? I'm sorry if I mispronounced that word. Zizigi? I don't even know what that is. That's an awesome word. Let's move on. Oh, that music. I love it so much. If it had been a spell from a witch's book, the 3 youths lacked the knowledge to understand it. Nonetheless, they would soon regret having brought life to the words upon the page. From out of the darkness, shackles appeared and bound the 3 together with unbreakable chains that only they could see, doomed to keep each other's company eternally. Oh, interesting. Hey, do you think I could learn to play the piano? Are you serious? Why should I bother to teach you? You've had more time to learn than I have. No, that's not what I meant. I was just curious. Well, it's a simple question with a long and complicated answer, so here it is. No. What? Why not? Do you really need me to spell it out for you? You're the expert. It shouldn't be hard to tell me what's wrong. What's wrong? Oh, where do I begin? For example, those sausage links you call your fingers. You think there's any instrument that would accommodate you? It sounds like you're just trying to make me go away. I've never heard of anyone not being able to play piano for such a stupid reason. I suppose that depends on your goals. You can bang away at the keys to your heart's content, for example. You're not very good at this pep talk thing, you know. I don't know, my voices were all over the place. This is interesting. If the strange spell which bound the three youths together, should they try to spread out and seek their own paths, the chains on their legs would grow tighter, keeping them together. But if two of them agreed to stay close to each other, they could grant a third prisoner an extended length of distance. That's interesting. The links in the chains were interrupted by obstacles. They only enforced the proximity by which its prisoners must be held. Still, they could find a way to live with their curse, with none but themselves being the wiser to it. And how could anyone believe that three friends have been physically bound by a chain which eludes the sight of everyone but his prisoners, passes through all obstructions, and is untouchable to anyone else? Under the premise that they used to spend all their time together, none of them thought this incident would harm their lives too much. I see what's going to happen here. One of them's going to fall in love. Watch what happens. Using their imaginations, they can manage some way to go on with their lives. In time, a change came upon them. Just as the origins of their friendship remained unclear, so too would it be difficult to pin down just what had kept them united. The light of their childhood innocence would die a slow death, or perhaps even that innocence was another lie, fabricated to disguise their selfishness. These were the thoughts of which plagued the leader's mind as he began to silently observe the faces of the ones he once called his friends, who had now become unrecognizable to him. And unable to find the words to form his apology, he chose to simply run away. I'm not quite sure where this is going, but the music and the story really mixes together quite nicely here. Okay. Come off it already. You didn't come here for a piano lesson. If you got something to say, spit it out already. But the kid merely choked on his words, unable to force his thoughts into the open air. You don't have to say a thing if you don't want to. You're a grown man and you can make your own decisions. You don't need me to tell you what to do. Just know that every choice comes with a price. I don't want you to come crying to me later as if I were responsible for your decisions. Through the corner of my eye, I could see that no amount of shaming language would drive him away. Oh, I'm the pianist. Interesting. Yet he still milled about in his own indecisiveness. I sighed audibly, making my displeasure with our status quo abundantly clear. Fine. Do you want to know what made me want to learn how to play the piano? It had been an impromptu change of subject, surprising even myself. I was never one for improvisation. Bringing close to the piano's melody, I pushed myself away from the keys. I raised my hands up as if to display them alongside my words. I'll tell you what spurred me on to play this instrument. It was after someone told me the most discouraging thing, that with fingers as thick as mine, I would never be able to play any instrument. Oh. So he ran, struggling against his own loss of breath until the cruel chains trailing behind rose up to remind him of their limited length. But that would not stop him. Surrender was beyond his understanding now. No senseless witchcraft would be allowed to outperform his willpower. He didn't care about the blood or the pain. He would keep on running, empowered by his will, even if his leg were to break. The chains stretched with each step, with the metallic echo of the links breaking behind him. Groaning under the pressure, each link in the chain warped and bent to the breaking point, struggling to match the strength of his determination. So it was that the curse vanished into thin air, leaving no trace that it had ever bound anyone together. Only then did he return to his senses to find what he had bled and suffered to gain, solitude in a barren land bereft of his peers. Even his footsteps had vanished in the trail behind him. He was truly alone. Never again would he be able to find the important people he had lost. Oh, that's sad. That's the end? Oh, okay, chapter 1. I had been very disappointed that was the end. Based on a true story. Based on a story. That should be true. Clever. I like that. Oh. Do I actually get to do something here? Awesome. Okay, sorry, I had to turn down the volume a bit. So, at first I thought it was just a novel, but there's actually a game here. So, we got this girl there, Ziva Shani. I'm not even going to try to do a voice. Enjian, I know how you feel about me, but I mean, we spend a lot of time together. It's fun being with you, but I'm going to save the game just in case. We'll save it. Yes, overwrite. But, like, you're a great friend, so it'd be better not to lose that. I'm being friend-zoned. Story of my life. I'm sorry, Enjin. I don't know what I'm saying. Shut up, stupid Siri. Yes, thank you for the apology. I'm sorry, Enjin. I don't know what I'm saying. Why did you have to confess to me here and now? It's not you. It's me. Is that what you wanted to say? Oh, this is me. It's not you. It's me. Is that what you wanted to say? But the truth is that until now, I was your second choice. The backup in case the first didn't pan out. Am I wrong? I tell you know what? I've been through the ringer more than once. I know how that feels. Where you're second in line and then you're the backup plan. I know what it's like to be the backup plan. No. It's not like that. I swear. That's precisely the issue, Ziva. I'm tired of hedging my words with you, with everyone. I knew that nothing could ever be the same after confessing, after expressing how I felt. I thought you would accept my feelings and I was happy. I couldn't believe that someone like me could connect with another person. Although now I see that it was all fake. I've been thinking about it and now it's clear to me. One of us has been playing with the other's emotions without considering the consequences. And now you don't even have the courage to go back, in spite of finding out the truth. Don't you see that with that attitude we can only hurt ourselves? I thought I loved and adore you. Now, I'm not so sure. Maybe I was deceiving myself all those times we spent together, or maybe it was just my lack of experience. The only thing I do know is that we can't keep going down this painful road. And even so, a part of me doesn't want to let you go, even if that means we're only friends. Even knowing the suffering that awaits me. Charan, what are you thinking? How could you say something like that? Whispers spread throughout the classroom. It's pretty loud whispers. I guess I made quite a few waves with that speech. As expected, we become the center of attention and students from all the nearby classrooms crowd around the eavesdrop. The pressure put on me by the current situation makes my legs begin to shake. Still, somehow I manage to look calm and composed. Oh man, this is the story of my life right here. Come on, Ziva, Kiar. Let's take a minute to calm down, okay? Don't think it'd be better to talk about this later? The next class is going to start in a moment, and I don't think... You're one to talk, Os. Everything is your fault after all. Os or Aussie? I'm going to say Os. Aus. Aus. I'm going to call him Aus. I'm sorry I'm mispronouncing. You're one to talk, Aus. Everything is your fault after all. Huh? What did I do now? So you already knew. Nobody told me. If that's what you're worried about, I figured it out on my own. I just had to put two and two together. I don't think I understand what's going on. Would someone care to explain? Yeah, Ziva, do it. Explain it to him. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I ruined the lives of my two best friends because I was selfish. I've already been rejected. Are you sure about that, Enjin? I don't want to... Ziva puts her hand on my shoulder as she tries to cheer me up. I nod at her to indicate that she can continue. Then I choose to walk away, leaving them in silence. Pushing my way past a crowd of students and a teacher, I head into the hallway without ever looking back. I'm running away, I know, but there are times when being a coward is the only way to survive on the battlefield. Ain't it the truth? From the hallway, I can still hear what's happening on the other side of the door. I can hear the woman I love declaring her love for another man. Wow, this is taking a turn that it's really hitting home. Okay, keep going on. I'm going to keep going on. I'm fine. I'm not going to tear up. The students inside the classroom suddenly erupt in various noisy reactions. The combined sound deafens everyone else. Even then, there's still a sound I can't ignore. My heart is broken, leaving me feeling empty inside. How foolish. I'm no more than a feeble cuckold, resigned to never leave his nest. My soul is sinking further into the drain of desperation while the world keeps spinning. I'm unable to bear the sound of everyone else's happiness. My sanity is blinded by jealousy, which in turn causes me to retreat into loneliness. I'm not even a third of the man I used to be. For what reason should I keep this farce up? I'm sorry, Ziva. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't like you. Well, at least he's honest. Then what's the problem? There is no problem. You're beautiful. Any man's ideal woman. I've dreamt of you many times, of us being together, going on walks while I hold your hand, even our wedding. Wow, he likes to plan ahead. I've even dreamt of the house we would buy, the 3 kids we would have, the names we would give them. A house? But it's impossible now. The truth is, I'm in love with someone else. Oh, what a mess. This is like a soap opera or something. So, it's true. I had suspected it, but I couldn't believe it. She's here, right? That's right. I'm talking about... Oh! The new substitute teacher. Oh! Burn! Oh, the substitute teachers, they steal away our men all the time. Everybody's alarm bell goes off. In unison, everyone shoots towards the entrance of the classroom. Standing there is the wide-eyed substitute teacher, ready for her very first class. The tension causes her to drop her books. A soft, stuttering noise is all that her brain can process right now. Regardless, she didn't need to say anything, not before she got cut off by sudden hysterical applause. Great. How fantastic. I knew beforehand that something like this might happen. The silence is deafening. You can see the pity growing on everyone's faces. It feels as if the Grim Reaper himself has sentenced them all to an ill fate. You had wanted to confess before ousted. Both of us knew that he had been planning and about his unrequited love for the teacher that the rest of his class hadn't even met yet. That's why we had to move on ahead. You out of fear, and I out of despair. My words, parted by the sound of my breathing and accompanied by the sound of my steps, crashed down upon Ziva as I walked to my desk. Although the weight of her actions is crashing down upon her shoulders, Ziva manages to rise up again, purely out of self-pity. Despite knowing that, you still took the risk. I don't understand you, Enjane. I don't think I ever will. In the end, it seems the two of us had the same goal. I guess we're more alike than I thought. No, we aren't alike. My hand clumsily reaches out for something to grasp until I can clutch something. While my face twists into a distorted smile, I convince myself that this time I'll really win, and I won't let go. I can prove to you that my love is real. I can show you just how strong my resolve is, Ziva. The scissors! He grabbed the scissors! Don't do this, Char. We can still talk it over. Engine! No! No! I'm sorry. This is a laughing matter. Okay. Just to let you know, this is a bad idea. Don't do this, okay? No matter how bad things get, this is not something to emulate, okay? Don't do this ever. If you think about doing it, go get help. Having said that, let's continue the story. Taking my own life, I mercilessly pierced through my chest. I thought I was empty inside. Apparently not. Ugh, ugh. But my hands are stained with blood. I guess I can't change how I feel after all. This got brutal, man. Goodbye. Ziva. What? It's over. Mission accomplished. Etienne is dead. Thank you. Thank you all. I hope you had as much fun as I did. What? The The spectators begin to clap. That's not something you'd be happy about. Due to Ziva's popularity, she receives the most attention. You can only hear them cheer her name. Seeing her play that kind of role is something new and bold, something the audience excitedly welcomes. A job well done. There's no better way to start the day, right, compañero? Always helps me get up. Then I shake off the ketchup on my clothes. My shirt is a complete wreck, but what could I do? It was a small price to pay in exchange for some laughs. Oh my goodness. Whoever made it, that was genius. That was a genius move right there. We aren't known as the class clowns for nothing. We eat pranks like this for breakfast. You weren't yourself. You were beating around the bush too much. What the hell was that about with the wedding and the kids? Believe me, bud, it's not every day you get a confession from Ziva, even if it was just acting. It's totally normal to start picturing things like a wedding and our 4 future children together. Okay, I'll admit, that was a little clever thing. Wasn't it 3? A lot of things have happened since then, compañero. Ignoring my friend's reproductive capacity in his dream world, I try to get the class's attention. The show may be over, but the MC still has something left to say. OMC, yeah. Please listen, I have something to announce. Be quiet until I'm finished. Ladies and gentlemen, and owls. How am I not a gentleman? Thank you for coming to our little production. I do hope all of you enjoyed it. But we mustn't forget to whom we dedicated this practical joke, someone who also had a small role to play. A round of applause for our already beloved substitute teacher. Please, come up to the stage and introduce yourself. We don't even know your name yet. The target of all the shouts and whistles, our victim stands petrified against the wall, even paler than before. I was a substitute teacher once. And thinking back to, if I walked into a classroom my first day with something like this, students stabbing themselves and stuff, I would have freaked out like crazy. I would have been immediately calling the ambulance. I'm glad to all my past students, thank you for not doing that to me. At first she appears frightened, then she frowns until finally she scowls and begins puffing air out of her nose like an enraged bull. What other reaction could we expect from our little prank? Right, the 3 of us end up in the principal's office. I've never been in the principal's office before because I was homeschooled. Fun little fact about me, I never had a principal. And that's the end of chapter 1, I think. I better save this. So it's not really a game per se, it is a novel, but I really enjoy this. It's put together quite interestingly. It's really well. What do you think? Feel free to leave comments below. Thank you very much for watching. My name is JLX Parker, and until next time, I'll see you around.